You check your bank account, and it's the same story again. You got paid last week. You know you were disciplined. You didn't overspend. You skipped eating out. You even told yourself, this is the month I finally start building real wealth. And yet, somehow your savings barely moved. Maybe it went from $1,200 to $1,350, or $3,000 to $3,400. And you're sitting there thinking, how are people hitting $100,000? What am I doing wrong? Because it feels like no matter how hard you try, you're just stuck. Like you're running on a treadmill financially. And here's the thing, you're not crazy. And you're definitely not alone. My name is Arthur, and I spend way too much time thinking about why the first $100,000 is the hardest milestone in investing. If you're someone who is saving consistently, but feels like you're not making meaningful progress, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Look, today we're going to break down exactly why that first $100,000 feels almost impossible, and more importantly, how to actually get there faster. Because once you understand this, everything changes. 1. The lie we're told about investing. Here's the thing. Most people think investing is about returns. Like they'll say, I just need to find the right stock. If I can get 10% returns, I'll be rich. But that's not actually what matters in the beginning. Here's what most people don't realize. When you're starting out, your contributions matter way more than your returns. Let me show you what I mean. 2. The math that explains everything. Let's say you have $1,000 invested, and you get a really solid 10% return this year. That's $100. That's it. Now compare that to saving. If you manage to save $500 a month, that's $6,000 a year. So your savings added $6,000. Your investments added $100. Do you see the problem? Your effort is doing 98% of the work. Your investments are doing 2%. And this is why the beginning feels so slow. Because you're basically pushing a boulder uphill with your income. 3. Why it feels so frustrating. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Because it's not just math, it's psychology. Humans are wired for visible progress. We want to see results. If you go to the gym, you expect to see muscle. If you study, you expect better grades. But with investing, you're doing everything right, and nothing seems to happen. And that creates something called delayed gratification fatigue. You're putting in effort today for a reward that might not show up for years. And most people, they quit. Not because they're lazy, but because their brain is literally telling them, this isn't working. 4. The turning point nobody talks about. But then, something weird happens. At around $100,000, everything starts to change. Let's break it down. If you have $100,000 invested, and you get a 10% return, that's $10,000 in a year. Now compare that again. Your savings, maybe $6,000 a year. Your investments, $10,000 a year. Now your money is working harder than you are. And this is the shift. This is when the boulder starts rolling downhill. 5. Real numbers. Let's make this even more real. According to long-term stock market data, like the S&P 500 average, returns hover around 7 to 10% annually over time. So let's assume 8% to be conservative. If you invest, $10,000 earns $800 per year. $50,000 earns $4,000 per year. $100,000 earns $8,000 per year. $200,000 earns $16,000 per year. Notice something? The jump from $50,000 to $100,000 doesn't just double your money, it doubles your growth speed. And this is why people who hit $100,000 often reach $200,000 way faster than they reached $100,000. 6. The hidden enemy, lifestyle inflation. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I get it. I just need to save more. But here's where most people mess up. Lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, and instead of investing more, you upgrade your life. Better phone, better clothes, more eating out. And look, I get it. You worked hard, you deserve it. But here's the trade-off nobody talks about. Every extra 10,000 naira you spend monthly is 10,000 naira that could have been compounding. Over 10 years at 8%, that's over 1.8 million naira for one habit. 7. Why income matters more than you think. Here's something controversial. Saving alone won't get you to $100,000 quickly. You need to increase your income, because there's only so much you can cut. But there's no limit to what you can earn. Think about it. Saving 50,000 naira per month versus 150,000 naira per month. That's a 3 times difference. And that drastically shortens your timeline. This is why people who focus only on budgeting stay stuck. People who increase income and invest, they accelerate. 8. A simple timeline breakdown. Let's say you invest $500 per month at 8%. Year 1, approximately $6,500. Year 5, approximately $37,000. Year 10, approximately $91,000. Year 12, approximately $120,000. It took you 10 years to get close to $100,000, but only 2 more years to add another $30,000. That's the compounding effect kicking in. 9. The snowball analogy. Think of it like pushing a snowball. At the start, it's tiny. You're pushing hard, and it barely grows. But as it rolls, it picks up more snow, gets bigger, heavier, faster. Eventually, you're not pushing it anymore. It's moving on its own. That's investing. 10. The 3-step strategy to reach $100,000 faster. All right, so what do you actually do? Let's make this practical. Step 1. Automate your investments. Don't rely on discipline. Set up automatic transfers. The moment your salary hits, a percentage goes straight into investing. No thinking, no emotions. Step 2. Increase your income aggressively. This is non-negotiable. Side hustle, freelancing, skill upgrading. Even an extra 50,000 naira per month invested can shave years off your journey. Step 3. Avoid big financial mistakes. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to avoid disasters. Don't chase get-rich-quick schemes. Don't panic sell during market drops. Don't invest money you'll need soon. Consistency beats brilliance.
11. Addressing the doubts. Now, you might be thinking, what if I start late? It's still worth it, because the alternative is worse. You might also be thinking, what if the market crashes? It will, and that's normal. Crashes are part of the process. In fact, they're often the best time to invest. 12. The real reason most people never reach $100,000. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't fail because they don't know how. They fail because they quit too early. They stop at 5K or 10K because it feels pointless, but they were closer than they thought. 13. Final insight. Here's what most people don't realize. The first $100,000 isn't just a financial milestone. It's a behavioral milestone. It proves you can delay gratification. you can stay consistent, you can think long term. And once you have those, wealth becomes inevitable. Conclusion. Look, the beginning is supposed to feel slow. It's supposed to feel frustrating because you're building something that most people never will. So if you're at $1,000 or $5,000 or even $20,000, you're not behind. You're in the hardest phase. And if you can push through this part, everything gets easier. So don't stop, don't slow down, and don't underestimate how close you actually are. If this helped you see investing differently, hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Where are you right now on your journey to $100,000? Because trust me, that number is closer than you think.